I wasn't gonna work out today, but I said, what the hell? I might as well go ahead and get a workout on. Work out right now. Uh, so we gotta do, bro. It's kind of hot though, man. But I guess we'll drink a bunch of water before we work out. I want a rock star, but I'm just gonna have to forget about it right now, man. Just gonna have to work out bare bones today. No rock star, no energy drink, nothing. Just get in there and work out for at least a half an hour or something. Cause I don't know. I just feel like I've been feeling working out like every single day almost, man. Cause I'm seeing better results working out almost every single day. I get the results that I want. Like my six pack is coming back slowly but surely, and I'm not really dieting that much, man. I still drink alcohol and stuff like that, but I'm maintaining a six pack almost. You feel me? So that's a good thing. That your six pack is coming back. That means your body fat percentage is dropping. You know. So I gotta work out today, man. But we here to talk about planting seeds, man. You know, as you know, I have planted my seed already. I'm playing my numbers every single day. Eventually down the stretch, I know in my heart I'm gonna get those numbers right. You feel what I'm saying? Down the stretch. And that's what a lot of guys gotta understand. Getting the bag is not an overnight thing. It takes time and a lot of effort every single day. You feel what I'm saying? I had a bagel this morning, man, but it doesn't matter. I'm about to burn it off right now anyway. I'm not even on a diet, bro, and I'm still shredded. Kappa, what up, man? That shit shreds you, bro. I told you. Somebody said, how? That was a fast workout that you did. 30 minutes. Well, I do a lot of 30. I do 30 minutes of high intensity cardio. First, I start off slow for about 10 minutes, and then I start throwing 100-mile-per-hour kicks. Well, 100 a mile per hour no more. I'm not that young. I say 50 miles per hour. I'm basically throwing kicks as fast as you can. That burns hella calories, especially when you're doing circular movements back and forth. You know, as fast as you can. Taking off at full speed, sprinting as hard as you can down the stretch. The sprints and all the other stuff, man, that burns a lot of calories. I don't care what you eat, bro. If it ain't like high sugar carbs, man, you will burn that shit off in your workouts. I stopped drinking beer. I don't drink beer no more. I do drink like straight alcohol. That's about it, man. Cause beer was really putting on the pounds, man. Oh man. You talk about a double chin. It kept a double chin on me, man. So I stopped drinking that. I switched over to straight alcohol, and that's better. You hear what I'm saying? You know. But right now, man, we're talking about planting seeds. You plant seeds for the future and watch it grow, man. And sit back and watch it grow. That's what you need to do, man. Whatever you're doing, the lottery or the chasing Hollywood, or even in school, bro, it's like you planting seeds for the future. When you enroll in school to become a doctor or a lawyer, you're planting seeds, man. You feel what I'm saying? So that way, later in life, you can live better. Some guys don't do that. So they get stuck in a miserable life for the rest of their life, man, because they don't plant seeds. They don't like invest in themselves. They don't invest. They just live from paycheck to paycheck. They don't plant seeds. They don't go after nothing, man. They don't have no goals. And they get to be 60 and they still living in a car, broke as a joke, and talking about where the time went. It's like, bro, the time goes by quick. Before you know it, I'll be 60. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, in 5 years, I'll be 50. You feel what I'm saying? Oh. And I'm prepping for those days. You feel me? I'm prepping for age 50, 55, and all those other years that's going to come around. I know you guys don't know that time moves quickly, but it does. 5 years move by so quick, man, you don't even know it. You feel what I'm saying? You don't even know it. You don't even know how fast time moves. Fucking cracking my neck, man. Oh, oh. I'm definitely dehydrated. Oh. You know, time moves very quickly, and you have to prepare for those years. 5 years ago, think about it, bro. Were you on your purpose? Were you on your grind? I mean, you probably could have made it. This could have been your year to make it in Hollywood or the music industry and stuff like that, man. Some guys just let 5 years just pass by and they still complaining about their situation. I'm like, bro, in that 5 years, you could have been like climbing the charts in the music industry, or you could have been, enrolling in school and stuff. You decided to like waste time, and you feel me? I gotta get some socks today, and I gotta get a brand new shirt. Brand new socks. You know what I'm saying? And I get a brand new hat. This hat is getting played to death. So I'm gonna buy a brand new hat, or just go get my hair cut like I'm supposed to be doing. But anyway, like I said, man, a lot of guys, they let a lot of time pass by, and then they whining and complaining in their cars and stuff. Like the guy, what's his name? The short bald guy, bro. Like, he complains every single day he gets on YouTube, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But yeah, he didn't plant no seeds and stuff. He said he had a 9 or 10 year drought. I'm like, bro, in that time you could have became became something in that time. You don't want to like plant seeds. You want to sit back and just cry about it. No, plant seeds so you can eat good later, so you can actually come out of your situation later. You know what I'm saying? Because a life sentence is something that you don't want to serve. That means you'll never be getting out there and competing at a higher level with other men. You'll never be able to do that because you don't know how to plant seeds and come back for it later. It's like a dog when he buries a bone, man. He'll be back later for that bone. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 2 weeks, a month, a year. And if he leaves a bone back there, in the backyard, buried for a year, it might not be good by the time he come back. But Let's say for example, if you leave a bone in a backyard, if you bury a bone in the backyard, come back for it like 2 or 3 years later, 4 years later, 5 years later, it'll still be there. You feel what I'm saying? But I like to use the better analogy for it. Basically, is planting seeds and watching it grow over time. You know, when you enroll in school, you're planting seeds. When you're chasing Hollywood dreams, you're planting seeds. When you're going after the music dream, when you're doing music, you know, um, you're planting seeds. You feel what I'm saying? You know, because later on in life, you're gonna want to eat off your investments. You're gonna want to not be in a situation for the remaining years of your life. You don't want to be there like that. If you're in a bad situation in dating, if you don't have no ambition or even no, if you don't even entertain the thought of chasing the bag, you are screwed for the remaining years of your life. You're gonna remain there for the rest of your life struggling in the dating market. See, my thing is, I want to plant seeds and later come out of that shit, bro, in the future. You know what I'm saying? If I'm struggling in the dating market right now, I don't want to be struggling like 2 or 3 years from now. You feel me? You know, you know, I don't want to be struggling 2 or 3 years from now. I don't want to be struggling, period, throughout my whole entire life. My father, he struggled. He struggled throughout his whole entire life. He never thought to plant seeds though and go back for it later. You know, but that's something I picked up later. I mean, that's something I picked up as I got older, when I saw how much time that went by, and I just wasted so much time. And I'm like, God damn, I could have made it in the music industry. I could have did something, bro, with my life. But instead, you know, um, I decided to waste time, and waste time, and I decided that, hey, whatever, I'm just gonna have to do this and do that, and you know, um, it's just the, it's like, you're gonna have to plant seeds and have that shit, meet you later in life. You feel what I'm saying? Plant the seeds, watch it grow, and then come back to pick the fruits off of it, maybe like 2 or 3, 4, 5 years from now. You feel what I'm saying? Because the shit don't grow overnight, man. That's one thing a lot of cats don't understand. Shit do not grow overnight. Trees don't grow overnight. If I plant seeds, it would take time for that tree to grow and shit. But once it grows into a full tree, and it got some, maybe like a fruit tree or something, maybe like some peaches, an apple tree, and eventually that tree will get big, and I'll be able to eat off of it. Once it's big and the apples are nice and ripe and stuff, I can benefit from that and enjoy it later in life once it grows. But it's gonna take some years, Every single day you come around, you water it, give it some food, some plant food or something, you know, um, come around, water it again, and the weeks will go by, the years will go by, and eventually it'll come up to a full tree, and you can eat off that shit. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you can eat off that shit while it's full grown. But some guys don't do that. They let time go by, and they had planted no seeds. You feel me? And they get 5 years go by, 10 years go by, and they're still complaining on YouTube like, hey, I'm not getting women. I'm 5'4". It's the same shit every single year that goes by, bro. I'm 5'4". I can't get women. What's really going on, bro? You know. And then the year 2, year 3, I'm like, bro. And then in that time, you could have planted some seeds, and you probably would have been able to like eat off the shit. Like people don't even know. Like, uh, short ball guy, your channel has no potential to reach 1 million subs. Okay. If you're trying to make money on YouTube, you're trying to become successful, get some clout or some type of like uh, uh, some you feel what I'm saying? Like, you're beating a dead horse, man. Like, I don't see how YouTube is gonna really help you get yourself out of that situation. Um, you on YouTube, if you're trying to build a huge following and get millions of subs, you got to do fitness or video games. Those are the 2 things that makes the most money on YouTube here. I can't make money on YouTube no more. My channel been banned. Okay, I've been I've been banned from YouTube. Okay, so but I'm talking about dudes who are out here struggling and complaining and not planting seeds in the ground, man. Watch this guy, hat guy or short guy, whatever. Short guy, short ball guy. I call him hat guy. Short ball guy. I guarantee the months are going to go by, and he's going to be complaining, about him not becoming successful in the dating market. Like, he's going to watch the months and the years going to go by. 2 years from now, he'll be on YouTube still complaining, talking about how he's not getting women. And he's basically insane to keep on doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. The guy is insane, bro. He gonna keep on watch. The years are gonna go by. He gonna keep on uploading videos about how come he not getting women, and he's not trying to solve his reproductive problem that he has, because he's not gonna be able to reproduce. And the years are gonna go by, just like Savvy Guy. The years passed him by, bro. He's still uploading one video after the next, talking about a life of hell and women don't like him. And I'm like, dude, when are you gonna understand that money and success and status, that's the only thing that can get you out of the situation. The bitching and the complaining, it's not gonna help. Watch the short ball guy. 2 years from now, he's still gonna be complaining. I guarantee it. Guarantee he's still gonna be complaining. And I'm like, bro, you could have built something with that 3 or 4 year period. Matter of fact, you could have saved money and saved up 60 grand to get that surgery on your legs so you could be taller. You wasting all this time here on YouTube complaining about the shit instead of planting seeds. But they don't want to plant seeds, bro. They want to cry about it. They want to bitch, complain, and moan. While the years are going by, bro, they're still whining. They're still complaining. Savvy Guy been on here for years, complaining, and still haven't made not one step toward like becoming an engineer, bro. I don't believe he's going to school to become an engineer, man. Look at the way he's talking. Like, bro, you talking really negative. You ain't really ain't made no progress. And they don't understand, bro. Like, you're not gonna be able to get out of that situation, if you don't you're not gonna be able to get out of that situation if you don't like hustle day in, day out. You feel what I'm saying? You're struggling in the dating market, you're gonna have to dig yourself out. You're gonna have to fucking put in some work. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Or you will be trapped for the remaining years of your life, because you're not gonna go anywhere. So it's best to plant seeds, bro, for now, and then retrieve the reward later, man. You know what I'm saying? Now you look, you plant a peach tree or an apple tree or whatever right now, the weeks are going to go by, the years are going to go by, and that tree is going to grow and grow and grow and grow, and pretty soon you're going to be able to eat off the tree, man. You feel what I'm saying? But if you don't plant no tree, 5 years from now, bro, you ain't got nothing planted. You're not going to be able to enjoy the fruits off of it. You're not going to be able to enjoy the fruits off, the tree, the fruits of your labor. That's why they call it the fruits of your labor. You know what I'm saying? So while the years are going by and people are complaining, that's not going to help. Uploading one video after the next without planting something in the ground, it's not going to help you. Matter of fact, it's counterproductive to do that. It's counterproductive. You're not being productive. You're just crying and complaining. This short bald guy, bruh, when he gets on here, he complains. He like, man, these women don't love me. You don't love me. And I just want to kill myself and get over with. I just want to destroy. And like, bruh, he talking about he want to delete himself because, women don't find him desirable. And I can see it. Now he's sub 5 and he's short. Ooh, that's a double whammy. You know what I'm saying? 5'4", bro, but and sub 5, that's a death sentence, bro. You see what I'm saying? That's what they call brutal. A brutal death sentence, bro. Like that means there's no way out but taking the Kevin Hart route. There's no way out of that. And he can't clap cheeks. But bro, you gotta understand, you're gonna have to start having to try harder. Meaning you gotta get money and status, bro. Not just status, not just money, but you gotta get money and status. That means you gotta set out on a journey for success by being consistent at what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying? So all the complaining is not going to do nothing. I learned that a long time ago that the complaining is not going to help me any, man. The complaining and the bickering and the moaning, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to fucking like complaining. Fucking just snot just coming down your nose and tears coming from your eyes. Man, I'm stuck here for the rest of my life. It's over. It's like, bro, you better stop crying and start like planting seeds. Stop crying and start planting seeds. Like, bro, when Little Seven wasn't paying attention to me, man, I did kind of complain about it, but also I got out here and I lost weight. You feel what I'm saying? And then once I lost weight, she was looking at me in the face a lot more. I remember that. I didn't complain about it, bro. I got out and I did something. I didn't sit there and just complain about why Little Seven is not giving me any attention. I went out there, I started working out. I said, what if I started working out and then maybe I could get Little Seven to like pay attention then? You know what I'm saying? And it did, and it happened. I went out here and I started working out every single day, being more consistent with my capoeira, and all the other stuff. Being more consistent, doing what I had to do. And now she pays attention to me and she smiles at me a lot more now. I noticed that. She smiled at me like 3 times within a week, bro. Just recently. I got 3 smiles from her. So I'm saying, so I didn't complain about it. I didn't bicker and moan about it. I went out and did it, man. Because you know what scares me the most? At this point in my life, is becoming old and alone. I'm fighting so that won't happen in the future. Because that's what's going to happen to a lot of guys. If they don't get their hustle with the money on, you're going to end up old and alone. Just like Kevin Samuels used to always come around and he used to talk about females dying alone or whatever. You're gonna die alone or some shit like that. Like they used to talk about. I mean, Kevin Samuels used to always come around and he used to talk and tell women that if you don't straighten up your acts, you're gonna end up old and alone. Some people, I'm afraid, are gonna end up old and alone. It's just the way it is. Not every single person gonna find a soulmate. A lot of us are gonna die alone. I saw my mother die alone. I saw my father die alone. They all died alone, bro. There was nobody in the house with my mother, man. She was by herself. She was living by herself. There was no house in, when my dad passed away, he passed away at the hospital or something. And when he needed to like get to the hospital, nobody was there to take him, bro. He was alone. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was completely alone, my father. Yeah, I'm not having no drink tonight. We taking a break for a couple days. Um, if you don't build anything, if you don't like put value in yourself, you're gonna end up old and alone in this highly competitive dating market. Being old and alone, that man, you're gonna be by yourself. You're gonna be just chilling uh, in a rocking chair or something. Or if you get too old to take care of yourself, you're gonna be in an old folks home where nobody's coming to see you. No children, no relatives, nobody. You know what I'm saying? And then the droughts are gonna persist. You're not gonna be able to get women very easily, like you did when you was younger. You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta prep for that, and you gotta know what's on the line. Like your family's on the line, your future kids, everything is on the line, bro. You know what I'm saying? You'll never be in a relationship ever again. You won't be able to get married, and that's better than being a guy that's an incel by himself, just can't get a woman. You know, that's the next best thing. It's not the best thing, but it's the next word. Well, I gotta say the next worst thing. It's not the worst thing where you don't have a girlfriend or a wife. Okay, like at least you got somebody that's around you. You're having sex on the regular, and you're enjoying each other's company. You're watching TV together. You feel what I'm saying? So that beats being by yourself. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? It beats being by yourself. Now, what's better than being married? Of course, like sleeping with a bunch of women and being a player. You know what I'm saying? Because then you got a variety of women and you're never alone, right? But the next worst thing next to being alone is being married. I'd rather be married than be an incel by myself. So that's why I straighten up my act, because after a while you get tired of getting tired of being overweight and being by yourself and shit, man. I do it to like attract females, man, and it's good for my health and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Too, to work out. But also, your weight can destroy your chances in dating too. I keep telling guys that. You got to start working out. Take care of your body, man. Your chances of getting a woman, it goes up. Your chances for your genetics survival, it goes up. You got to give yourself the best chance of survival. A lot of guys are gonna disappear into thin air with no kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to leave behind. Their genetics ended with them. Because they didn't want to plant seeds. They didn't want to change their ways. You feel what I'm saying? So they ended up old and alone. Let me get some more water. You see what I'm saying? I'm about to work out, so I gotta fill my body up with water. I hurt myself if I don't drink water first before I work out. I had too many times where I fucking like pulled a huge muscle on my back thigh, man, and I was not being able to work out for like 3 or 4 days. You know what I'm saying? But I learned that lesson, man. Always drink water before you work out. At least a quarter of a gallon of that. You know, or even better, a half a gallon. You know. But like I said, man, you got to change your ways. You got to stop like thinking about the present and start thinking about the future. How I want to live in the future. You know what I'm saying? And be fine with that. Hey, whatever. Be fine with just going on a long journey to success, man. Get out of that situation. So I look at it like this, man. I be like, let me move my camera this way. I'm like this. I'd rather be here for like for a portion of my life. You feel me? I'd rather be here. And I say this time and time again, bro. I'd rather be here in this situation only for a portion of my life, not my whole entire life, but for a portion, 3 or 4 or 5 years or whatever. I'd rather be like for it to be like that than for me to go through my whole entire life, all 80 years, just struggling. You know, struggling in the date market, struggling making money, struggling with a job that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather like plant seeds and eventually be able to eat off the tree where I planted the seeds at one day, eventually. You feel what I'm saying? That way I won't be here my whole entire life. I told you, never choose a life sentence. For some of you guys who are not like going after the bag and the bag is the only thing that can save you, for some of you guys who are not doing that, yeah, you're screwed. I'm sorry. If you ain't trying to get money, if you ain't trying to find any type of success in your life, you're done for. Like that guy, that short bald guy, he's finished, bro. He's still complaining on YouTube, man, about his situation. And it's never going to change because he's not changing. You feel what I'm saying? You never change unless, things are not going to change unless you change. And that's why I changed. I got tired of being a little bit overweight. So I dropped the 7 pounds. And I'm trying to keep this shit off and maintain some type of sexiness in my body. Just right now, I just went by the freeway, I flew a sign, and it was so hot, I took off my shirt. And I was shirtless out there. So many women just gave me $20 bills, pulling up. No, I'm lying, bro. But I got a couple of 20s and some 10s and some 5s. I made like about $100 within an hour of flying the sign with my shirt off. You know what I'm saying? When you start to work out and you start working on yourself, bro, automatically doors are gonna open up. Doors gonna stay closed if you ain't working on yourself, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say it like this. Some guys are lazy. They don't want to put in the work, bro. They'd rather complain. That's what it is, because I can't think of anything else. You feel what I'm saying? I can't think the reason why a lot of guys don't want to get out there and chase the bag is the fact that they're lazy. I seen motherfuckers who can't stay consistent with the lottery. And all you gotta do is just put some numbers down and buy a ticket every day. Some motherfuckers can't do that. You feel what I'm saying? They can't even stay persistent with that, bro. And it takes a little bit of effort because you gotta pay attention to patterns and trends, hot numbers and cold numbers and warm numbers. You gotta pay attention to that, but some guys don't even wanna do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't chase goals long term. They think that everything is supposed to be laid out on a silver platter for them. No, they don't want to go out and chase for a long period of time. or chase long term, chase a dream long term. They don't have the, they don't, I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why they don't want to do that. You have to, because, or you're gonna remain in your situation for the remainder of your life if you don't, because nobody's gonna come to your rescue, bro. I told you, society don't care about men. They don't care about men's tears. They don't care about what you're going through. All they care about is your fucking wallet and what you're producing and what you're building. That's all they care about. That's all they care about, bro. That's all they care about. You can bitch, you could cry, you could cry a river, nigga, and nobody will give you a chance, bro. Nobody's gonna help you. So what you gotta do is like, okay, since the crying and the complaining is not doing anything, I gotta stop doing that because I'm gonna look insane. Like the short ball guy, he's insane to keep on like uploading one video after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next, and then be in the same situation 2 years from now. He done uploaded like 200 videos about him crying and complaining. In that 2 year time period, he could have saved some money to get that surgery on his legs. But he don't think like that. He think like, let me go upload another video about how much I'm suffering because I'm 5'4" and sub 5. Let me keep on. Maybe it might change. Like, dude, you're beating a dead horse, bro. Like, you think that just because you uploading videos, that's gonna change your situation? That's not gonna do anything. Matter of fact, it's gonna keep you in your situation for many more years to come. You know what I'm saying? And the years are going by quick. I guarantee, bro, I'll be somewhere in the Bahamas or I'll be in Thailand chilling. I guarantee I'll get up on YouTube and I'll see him in the same situation that he was in like 2 or 3 years from now. You feel me? If I don't hit a jackpot or I don't went overseas and I don't get on YouTube and I'm like, this dude's still complaining. I'm like, I've been out of that situation, bro. Finally, I got the numbers right and I'm out of that situation. He's still on here complaining. You see what I'm saying? And then talk about he want to delete himself. So no, I'm gonna unsubscribe from this dude, man. I subscribed for a little bit, but I'm gonna unsubscribe, man, because I don't want to hear the complaining. You refuse to plant seeds, so I don't want to hear you complaining, bro. Feel what I'm saying? Because it's bringing me down and bringing my confidence and energy down. You feel what I'm saying? And then you got people out here encouraging him to keep going on YouTube, keep on complaining, keep on bitching and complaining. You feel what I'm saying? They don't encourage him to do that because he's gonna be here for many more years complaining. He's gonna be stuck in that situation for many more years to come. Don't encourage this guy, bro. This guy is on the verge of deletion, self-deletion, bro. You know what I'm saying? Encourage him to chase that money and status, bro. That's the only thing that can help him. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna unsubscribe from this dude, man. I don't know how to unsubscribe from channels, man, because I don't really like unsubscribe from people's stuff. But I'm gonna unsubscribe. Because I don't want to hear no crying, man. They don't care about us, bro. You act like people care about your tears and stuff. And all you motherfuckers are doing are like, you're having a pity party. Everybody's patting each other on the back. It's okay, man. It's okay, bro. Keep preaching that good shit, bro. Yeah, bro. Keep on preaching the good shit. Keep going. I'm in the same situation that you're in. We're screwed. We're done. We're done for. In that time frame, bro, that you guys are complaining, you could have had been something. Like, Savage Guy been on here crying for years, bro. And he never gonna get out of the situation until he start planting seeds, man. That goes back to my point about planting seeds. Some motherfuckers, they can't wait. They don't have discipline. You know what I'm saying? They can't wait. They're not disciplined. They don't have patience. to do all that. You feel what I'm saying? They don't have the patience, they don't have the discipline. So the years keep going by and you're still there. Like I said, Savvy Guy done grew up on YouTube. He was a skinny kid last time I saw him when he first started YouTube, bro. You know, and he was talking about his situation back then, like 10 years ago. And he still hasn't changed. Man, it's gonna be another 10 years, you're gonna be still in that situation, bro. When you get to be 45, 50, you're gonna be still there because you didn't change nothing. You thinking that things are gonna change on its own. It doesn't change on your own, bro. You're not gonna be saved by anybody. There's no Captain Saver bros out here, bro, for men. Yeah, but there's Captain Saver hoes for women, but there's no Captain Saver bros for men. Like somebody's gonna come out of the sky and get you out of that highly competitive date market, or somebody's gonna come out of the sky and give you a girlfriend or a woman with a nice big rump. You know, no, that's not gonna happen, bro. You gotta get out there and make it happen. Your confidence level will suck, man. You know, you got low self-esteem. I don't know who taught you that, but it must have been your parents. It had to be. The reason why men are failing and the reason why men are just at the same level as they were when they came out of the womb. It got to be the parents. It's got to be. Your parents must have cooked your brain or something. You feel what I'm saying? Your parents might have cooked. Bro. It had to be the parents, bro. The reason why so many men out here are failing and suffering. You know. Anyway, I'm gonna end this live, man. I'm gonna try to work out, man. Maybe like half an hour, and then I might go fly another sign later. And then I'm gonna go to sleep tonight. I'm not gonna drink any alcohol tonight. I think I let my body rest and heal up, man, for a couple of days. You guys have a good day, man. Plant those seeds, like I said. If you ain't plant the seeds right now, you plant them tomorrow. No, matter of fact, start planting seeds today. And watch that shit grow over time. And be patient with it, because it's gonna grow. Whatever you plant in the ground, it's gonna grow. As long as you water it, you keep on watering every single day. You know, plant food or whatever, give it whatever it needs to grow. And eventually you're gonna have a tree, man, where you can eat off of it in the future. But if you don't do that, you're gonna be eating off nothing in the future, bro. Your future is gonna be just like this dude's over here that stays over here in this truck. He's 60 years old and ain't got no money, bro. He broke, homeless. It's even worse to be 60 and still struggling than 45 and still struggling, you know. Yeah, but I'm on my paper chase right now. So eventually in the future, I'm gonna cross that finish line. This guy, he ain't crossing no finish line. He's done for. Some men, like I said before I get out of here, some men you can't help. They stuck in their old ways. They're not gonna change. You know, they're gonna stay the same. They're gonna keep on getting on YouTube, uploading one video after another, and expect a different result. Like, that's gonna help you. That's not gonna fucking help you, bro. You're insane to keep on doing this shit. Okay, I'm gonna talk about how short I am this time. Next time, I'm gonna talk about how lonely I am, which is understandable. We all get lonely and shit. But if you're on YouTube, you're uploading videos, at least be on your purpose. Like, Savvy Guy, I don't see no evidence of you on your purpose. You see evidence of me on my purpose. I turn on my numbers every single day. That's my purpose. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, you guys have a good day. I got to do some type of workout. I do some push-ups and sit-ups, man, today, man. I'm not gonna do any cardio. I want to work on just strength. You know, no cardio today. No capoeira today. Just push-ups, sit-ups, and maybe some squats. Yeah, push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. You know. make sure my stomach get flat. I noticed that if I do sit-ups every single day, I get better results. You guys have a good day. I'm out. Peace. I'll be back on later.